Hi there everybody, Not Sporbat here, and welcome to my menu. Now today we're going to do a little simplify version of a video, I guess you could say. We're going to start with the basics, and I do mean the very basics of Save the World. And I'm just going to go across the menu here, and I'm going to go left to right and just give a little explanation of everything. Because there are some people that don't know everything, well, new players, right? So we're going to go through the quest tab. Now your main quest might look a little different than this. I don't have the pages and stuff, etc. for my main quests no more. But you can flip through it and all that. And I really should have went on one of my other accounts where my quest pages were, but that's okay. I want it to be in my main for my survivors when we get there. But we'll start with the quest tab. You can come down. Yes. So you can come down here. And this button will take you to actually the quest pages, and you can switch through it too. If you want to look, I already did this one already, so. And then this will take you back. Yes, quiet. And you can also switch through these ones. That's generally the current quests that are going on for the season, because they do rotate in seasons and stuff for every few months. They'll have an update and bring in the next one. And there's always like bonuses. There was a hero in the one. Actually, I think both of them. Like this one. You get Willow at the end, so that's actually a good one to do. And then this one, I think. Ugh. There we go. Yeah, this one's Diary. And actually the quest lines are pretty good. I like all of them. They're pretty funny. They got lots of humor in them, and they did a very good job of them. Anyways, that's the quest tab. And then you also do have down here your quest log. I don't know the buttons if you're on controller and etc, but this is my usual keybinds. You can see the letters and stuff for keyboard mouse. But your daily quests, all your weekly quests, everything is all in here and it's all laid out. It's pretty self-explanatory. It'll tell you what to do. And then there's a helpful button down here if you want to pin a quest, like say this one. And then any mission that fits this requirement. Some of them it does and some it won't, but it will show you on the map. And then you can see in a minute when I get to the map. Then like daily quests, it'll tell you. And I'll keep track of everything. You can see this in mission if you want. You just go in your inventory and near the top you can change it, and I'll show you that too right away. Weekly challenges. You always have your mission alerts. These are always good to do. These ones more so. These ones are just hard. But these ones here, as you go up, it'll be like 132 or 118 or at low level it'd be 9s. And 15 and etc, and as the missions level up, right, and each one of these will be different all the time. But this is mine at the end. And then the war games, of course, tell you what they are for each home base, and then there's ventures, of course, but I don't want to really get into ventures because that's a whole different ball game. It's just a different mode of the game. And dungeons is in lately, and dungeons is actually really good for getting survivors, because you can get lots of candy just by doing some simple quests and stuff. And you get a dungeon banner, and you will get, I think Swamp Knight you can get in here, and a few other guys too. Oh, pardon me, sorry. And then like this too, here you can get him as well. I mean, green's not the greatest, but you can make them better with blue. And then purple, and then legendary if you had to, And then there's like this stuff too. If you get caught by all 4 traps, you'll get more candy, and that all your candy goes for llamas, eh? And then the Fort Nightmares llamas are actually really good for survivors. And of course you have repeatable quests. Side quests are kind of more of just on the side, I guess you could say. They're not a main quest. And then challenges are challenges, which some of them are pretty tough. Like 500,000 structures, that's a lot. And saving people as well. We gotta save 10,000, which we're getting there. And zones, well, I'm 1/3 of the way. And this one, well, this is just tough. But I've been actually doing quite a bit of this lately, a little bit more so. And the hardest one of all, well, not the hardest one, but one of the longest ones of the stage ones or whatever, is the mimic one. I find it's always hard to find those guys. They're not in every map, eh? And you gotta kind of search for them. And then of course, if you want to see anything you've previously done, you can check it out. Like here too. This one. This I believe is Canny Valley. Yeah, this is the Canny Valley Storm King. And if you want to listen to the intro,
here we go.
You can hear it. So that's kind of nice, because some of the quests or whatever, the intro or whatever, or the outro, as each one is, it's kind of got some good humor to it. So if you're bored, you know, that's part of it. So alright, I think that's everything in here. And then like when you pin them too, it'll come up here. Not here, of course, I'd have to be there on main, but here's my main quest. So now we'll go map wise. And then the map, well, that's pretty simple. We'll just start here, Stonewood. And of course you have on all four, you have your play with others. And then your home base. And then it will tell you what wave of endurance you've made, because you have to pass the number 10 storm shield defenses. There's 6 required to move to the next area. You do all 6 of your storm shield defenses, then you can launch the rocket and you will make it to the next place. And it's exactly the same. Levels are just a little bit higher. And of course, a lot of the missions are similar, but the mission modifiers, I'll explain a little on that since we're in a map. And then of course the mission info button down here and rewards info tells you each one and what you can use it for as well. And same with this, but the mission info one is always handy because it'll tell you the blue ones are for bonuses for you. So spirit sword weapons would do more in this mission. The exploding death bomb, which really sucks and is the fat guys, like the husky husks with the gray shirts, the riots with the blue, and the red shirts bloaters. When every time you kill one, they make a little bomb and it blows up. And then this one here is when they hit you, they're going to take some of your health and heal themselves. So, and then it just tells you a little bit about your objectives. It's an encampment mission, so you got to go out there and you got 20 minutes to do the 5 encampments, and then there's some bonus ones after, and it's actually pretty good if you're low on mats and crafting materials or any kind of that stuff. Encampment missions are actually pretty good for that, because sometimes you can get, well, a pretty good source of batteries, you know, or mechanical parts or planks, all that kind of stuff. So and then it tells you something about the suburbs, basically, and that's where it is. So because there are different types of missions that require you to go to different places, you know, like go to the suburbs, or let's see here, an industrial park, you know, and then there's cities as well. And then in Plakerton there's a lot of lakesides, Canny Valley, you know, ghost towns, and then there's like the Thunder Route 99 or something. Is that what it is? Jeez, I kind of forgot. Oops. It's this highway here. Yeah, Thunder Route 99. That's another type of area. Once you get in the Canny quest line, there's a lot that are either in like there or the desert or ghost towns. After a while, ghost towns, they get a little draggy, I found, later on in the Canny pages, because there are a lot of pages in Canny Valley. But the quest line is still pretty awesome, I find. So I like the content. What else in the map screen? Let's see, I think that's everything I went through. And it will tell you your rewards, like your mission alerts. It tells you to do mission alerts for your weekly quests. You gotta do 10 of them, which would be 10 of these things here with the little storm around it and the little warning. And then it's got this with the timer or whatever. You know that's, you do the mission once, and this is the rewards. If you do the mission twice, you would only get the stuff at the bottom. And there'd be a little check mark here to show you that you've done it. And actually, just like this one, This one here has a check mark. I've done this mission. This was a V-Buck mission we did. So it had actually other bonuses, but I can't remember what they were. And it has a mini boss in it. And it wasn't too bad. I mean, it's a 46 and I'm 131. So I mean, it's like playing with toys. And what else? I don't really want to go through the types of missions. I'll maybe do some videos on that later. So they're kind of self-explanatory. Each one will tell you kind of what to do. And when you load into, your objectives show up on the side for your missions. Tell you what to do, how much time you have. Sometimes they'll be at the top, and so on. And then, of course, there's this button. If I have a quest that's pinned, which of course was my main, it will actually switch you right to one that is like that. And it'll take you to a high level one. There's no way I would do it in a 160, because it's only in an 88 plus, so you could actually go into the bottom of Twine. Here is one. So any pinned quest, most of them will have this little nice little white circle flashing around them, and that's just to know that this mission fits the requirements for your quest. And same over here, it lights it up too, makes it a little more bold, so you can see that as well. And then you can pick and choose which one you want to do. And sometimes for these ones I might do the easier ones, because you got to go do 2 of them, you know. So if you want to do 2 hard ones, then you might have to spend a little bit more materials on traps, a little more metal, or brick, or whatever you're using, right? And it's hard sometimes to save stuff, especially when I was lower level. I always found crafting materials were the hardest thing. So just because the simple fact is I love my traps, as you can see. So you need a lot of crafting materials when you pretty much play with just traps. I don't do a lot of shooting with guns, but I mean, I do have a lot. And it took me a long time to get them. I still have the odd one that's not god rolled, but 99% of them are. And a lot of them some are more for fun, like this thing, because it's really expensive to use. And this one here is pretty good. This one's good for like throwing them around if you want. It's really high impact. So, and of course the Storm King weapons. The lovely Xenon bow, which is awesome, and the Neon Sniper, because you can shoot through things. And this one here is more for watching when I'm in my endurance and stuff. And if I gotta shoot the odd husk or something. I don't really use it for much else. And melee weapons, of course. So that's where all the Pure Drops Rain and evolutionary materials and absolutely the gold, legendary, blue, etc. perk ups. I go for as much of that as possible, especially if you want to do a lot of this. Get a lot of schematics and stuff, you know. It took me way over a year. I'm still working on traps, of course, but who needs this many wall launchers? But, you know, I need a little more for that one. And I thought there was one more. Unless I got it. I might have got it. Excuse me. So anyways, so we'll skip to the next tab. I kind of went a little bit through the armory, so I'll go a little quicker when I'm in there. But okay, the command tab. So your heroes. In this one, you have all your heroes that you own. You can favorite them, and they will be more closer to the top. And then you can sort through. If you have any new ones, they will show up. And any that you can upgrade is this button, not evolve into the next star, but if you want to go like from level 1 to 2 or 1 to 10, something like that, like this guy here, you would upgrade him, and then you would just hit the level up button and choose whatever level you want. You can go down if you need to. That's more so for traps or something. If you want to do like a power level 69 trap, which is the lowest level to unlock the last perk, and then you just hit the level up button and use some experience to level them up. And then you could evolve him if you wanted. I don't really want to, but actually I have to this guy, but I'll do that later. And then of course tells you all the requirements here, what is needed, and if you're lower in the quest lines and stuff, it'll tell you 1 star to 2 or whatever is locked. At a certain point it's unlocked, and then 3 star is another point in the quest line, 4 and 5 star evolution. So it takes a little while to get all the way up to making 130s and having your heroes up there as well, because right now his commander perk is still locked because he's only a 1 star. So since I have the materials, when you increase him to 2 stars, you'll get your main commander perk, whereas before it was just your standard. And I'll show you what this means here in a minute. And then of course his bonuses as a constructor, and it shows down here his class perks, and every hero would also be different. So like a ninja is different. This is her perk. And then of course she has double jump and shadow stance when you kill an enemy with a melee weapon. So that's not bad. You can do a very good loadout with that. And her loadout here is for Dragon Slash, which is very, very good. She's one of my favorite ninjas, to tell you the truth. That's why she's a little bit over 130. She's 136. Haven't got any more hero vouchers lately. Of course, and my one constructor is 144. Outlander is a little different as well again. Their perks are a little different down here as well. But I won't go into each specific hero and loadouts and etc. yet. And then you can change your hero loadout here. You may have one only, you may have up to, I think it's 8. Oh, 9. 9 is max. So, and you unlock them as you go. So you pick your main, and then you just can pick basically anyone, and it will tell you what their bonus is. So each hero is different. And some is for your abilities, some is for your base, some is for your weapons, and then abilities and eliminations. There's all different kinds, like lots. And then when you make a loadout, your team perk here, you have to put something. And I was just messing around today, and actually I never finished this one, but I was doing the boom bass thing. So your bass plays music, and it gives you 12% extra damage and crit rating by 15 for anybody within 5 tiles of your base where it's placed down. And then it tells you the requirements for it, which is 2 band members, and you can pick all different ones. So I have almost all of them, or I think I actually do have all of them, but there is a lot of different ones. This one's kind of nice, but that's more for fighting bonus, like weapons or something like that. This is a constructor one. These constructors have kinetic overload when they hit with a melee weapon. Supercharged traps is another good one. If you get 5 constructors, you can get up to 40% more damage out of your traps, but the downfall to that is you have to move your base. That's an endurance, but in a mission this works really good, and especially a harder one if you're having trouble. And you have to get certain heroes for certain ones of these as well. Recycling is one of the ones you get right away. This one's very good because you always get material back. This one's pretty good. You get it from the dinosaur heroes. Happy Holidays this is a very good one, especially if you use a lot of abilities. This one not so much. I don't really use this much, but this one I've used sometimes in a really hard mission. It'll get you just that little extra few seconds, you know, if you're trying to fight or something like that or whatever, and someone hits you, they'll damage you, but it'll freeze them. So that's kind of nice. And then of course boom bass. And then down here, when you would pick, this is your support team. You may have 1 to 5, depending how far along you are. And then your tab over here, you have this one tells you who matches to get your team perk, because you see how it's 2 for 2. Well, then anybody in here in these ones will match and make your thing. So you got to pick 2 of these people, which I have this person and this person with the corresponding matches here, and then you can put some others in here. So, and I have electrified floors. I have this for a little extra health, and this to heal some walls. This one's actually really nice. And then of course I had this one for doing heavy attack eliminations. Get you some extra. It was just a playing loadout basically. And then maximum overload for melee. So I was kind of going for melee with him. Oh, and then actually I was supposed to put a banner here. And this one was supposed to be, I was tossing it up between the slow field and the hover turret because we were doing easy missions. But I thought slow field would be a decent loadout anyways. You could change this one to something else, a little more tuned to him fighting me. Like this one you could do, or the software, wherever that one is. There's too many of them. This is another good one. Or actuated attacks, I guess. Maybe it's not software. And then that one, hardware, of course, tells you the weapon, right? It says hardware. And I'll show you that in 1 second. So that's basically your hero loadout anyways, and how you can change it. There's way too many to even get into it, because each hero is completely different. And you can add it all up in many different combinations. Defenders are your defenders. You place down a defender pad just like a trap. It'll be at the very bottom of your trap inventory once you unlock it. And then of course as you level your defenders up and stuff, you can use them. But generally the only good ones are snipers, to tell you the truth. The other ones always get overrun pretty good, even Val. So you give her a pretty good weapon, though she's pretty decent. Lower level missions, and the tougher ones, of course, your defender's going to get overrun pretty darn quickly. You got to back them up with some traps and stuff. But the other ones are okay too, but I always honestly found the sniper ones were about the best. Because you want to kill them from distance, because as soon as the husk gets near them, like a beehive husk, you know, or something like that, they're just going to die. Because they're not like us, they don't have a lot of strength. They're just civilians running around with guns, you know. So... and each one has different bonuses too, of course, right? So you really got to pick and choose which ones are the better ones. Oh, and it takes a long time to get them. And the two epic ones here. And of course the last one's expeditions, where you can go in here, prepare the expedition, pick 3 of your heroes. Some of them have a hero bonus, like... gotta find one of them. Oh yeah, here, I guess you have to click on it, sorry. Like this one says slot bonus with a ninja. So if you were to go in here, you could change your vehicle. You can take 2 different vehicles. It shows you how many slots are in it. So I would take the speedboat for the first one I would send out. And then of course, here's a ninja, and he fits the requirements. He's above epic, so you get a big bonus with him. And you just put them in there and carry on picking, and I just use heroes you don't use all the time because I have a lot. So there's more than enough to pick from. And generally, as you pick your heroes, it'll also tell you your chance of success up here and the vehicle you're using. I'm actually not going to send one out, but I'll just show you. So I have a 90% chance with all these people. And with the added extra bonus, so that's pretty decent, because that's actually a pretty strong level 1. And then your bonus would be a bunch of survivors, and I don't know, they'd probably only be epic. I don't think they'd be legendary, but maybe you might get legendary survivors out of expeditions. I don't run these that much. The only one I run would be the red toolbox. This is about the best one for crafting materials. It's a really good one. These ones are good as well, but they're nowhere near as good. Traps, well, you could recycle them for crafting materials, but they're okay. The traps to use themselves aren't the greatest, but the crafting materials you get back, yes. And then here's a rare one, so this is actually one you would want to send out, just because it's rare. But I mean, it wouldn't be that good of weapons. Maybe tier 2 or 3, because it is low level. It's not down at the bottom here. It's only 400 and some. I might send it out just for the heck of it. Why not? I'll try it. I'm gonna pick somebody I'm not using. Nope. Nope. Better not take him. There, we'll take him. There, and of course I'm gonna have 100% because everybody's 130. It's pretty easy to add up to 490 with that many heroes. And then you just start it and it gives you a warning. Everybody that's in these slots are not usable because they're out actually on this expedition until they come back. So, and say yes. And it does tell you how long till they come back. Oh, you could sort them as I see. I never actually go through, I just go through the all button all the time, but I didn't know you could sort them by land, sea, or air. That's kind of cool. Learning something new every day. But like this one, and it does tell you how long it is. So this one would take 7 hours and 59 minutes to complete, and this is how much time you have to make your mind up if you want to do it or not. But good way to get batteries and stuff is this one. That's what I find anyways. And mechanical parts and ores, etc. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, now we get into survivors, and I'll just do this one quickly. Manage would just be what they are. You can sort them by new ones, who needs to be leveled up, sort them by leader, all your leader survivors, and then just by normal ones. But I usually just use the all button. So, and I won't even really detail any one in particular. I'll just go straight into the squads. So this is probably one of the most important parts of the game, I would say, and I'm sorry it's half an hour into the video before I got here, but you might as well go through everything. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer one, so I apologize. But anyways, we'll just take one squad because they're basically all the same. And I'll take a full matching one just to show you what a good squad would look like. So you have a mythic leader, which you can eventually get all of them. That gives you a little extra bonus for more power level up here, because this is where all your power level comes from. Up here, a lot of it. And your research and stuff too, of course, and your stats. But in the end, when you're maxed out, this is what matters the most. It gives you the highest number you can get up here. So, because you can supercharge your survivors, eh? Like the last one here, I believe. Like her, she's maxed right out. Promoted all the way up. That's what the blue and the silver dots are. This is just regular max level person, and this is promoted with hero superchargers, which you get from like ventures and quests and stuff. So we'll go back to a full matching one here. So this is full matching with basically the best one you can get, which is trap durability, this little symbol here. That's about the only effective one. And yes, you do have other ones like trap damage here. And you have like, I believe that's melee damage, there's energy bonus, there's all kinds. I think that's energy bonus, health bonus, gun bonus, but all of them really aren't that good if you actually do the math, because in your stats here, like say trap damage for example, just because it's an easy number, my trap damage is currently at 3,387%. So that means that said trap right here, oh, that's a little glitchy. Anyways, the damage right here is only 511, but when you're in a mission and say the 3,000%, you'd have to go into Twine or something in order to open it right up, because each place, Stonewood, Plankerton, Canny Valley, has a statistic cap that only allows your traps to be so high and your guns to be so strong and heroes and etc. As you go up in the levels in all 4 of the areas, you unlock your traps and stuff to be used higher and higher. So anyways, so that 3,000% would be times by this, I believe, and that's how much damage this trap would do in, I think, with one of the cannonballs, because this thing fires 5 cannonballs, so I think each cannonball does this amount of damage, maybe? I believe. And of course you can change all your perks on the side here to make it different, and then it tells you the resulting chances here. Like this one's a crit, double crit build, a crit rating, crit damage, crit rating, crit damage. So for the highest possible critical hit chance and damage, kind of. So it's a, yeah. So it gives you 51% crit hit chance, and then this tells you how much damage it does when a critical hit occurs. And you'll see the difference. Regular damage is just yellow numbers, and then critical will be, or regular damage is white, and critical hits will be yellow. And don't mistake them for nature damage. Nature damage numbers are kind of a little slanted and a little like zigzaggy around, almost like it's made of lightning. So critical hit numbers, I think, are square edges, like these numbers, kind of like italics or something, I guess you could say. So that's how you tell the difference in what kind of damage you're doing. Energy damage would be blue. I think that's all. So anyways, that was the command tab. There's upgrades, of course. I'm not going to get into each one. They're pretty much all self-explanatory. I basically started with this one and this one first. Then, after I got them like halfway or something, I went to the banner and the slow field, because those are very good as well. And then these ones here, I don't use. I've never used this one, and almost never used this one. This one's good sometimes in your home base while you're doing endurance or something, if you're running back and forth. This one's good for supply drop if you're low on supplies all the time. This one will help a little bit in missions and sometimes too. And then your tools, of course. And these two here, I can't stress how important these two are, especially the building health. If you're going to be a trap and build player and not just play with guns, because there is that play style as well, of course, just weapons. So, but these two are actually pretty important. I always went for these ones first and put these ones off as much as possible. But when the pickaxe was, when I had a chance to do the pickaxe, I did it. And kind of, I don't know, it was a toss-up between this one or this one, but I can't remember what the levels they unlock. As you go over your commander levels, you know, like I'm 310, wherever it is, here it is. As you went every 5 levels, you would get upgrade points every 5th level, and then you'd be like 110 this unlocked, you know, and then 115 this one would, and 120. But that's just an example. It's actually mixed a little different between here and here, just so you don't go max on one right away. And it would tell you down here what's required and if you have the points or not. And research. Of course, I'm maxed out all the way, but I can't highly stress more than, I don't know, I paid a lot more attention to tech in the early levels. Like if I was on a different account, you could see my 3rd account is now currently level 80, and then like 40, 30, and like 50 or something or whatever, and I've just been cranking on the tech, because tech is ability damage for your hero, trap damage for your traps, and healing rate. So if you have like a healing pad or something like that, and then by how much percentage, right? And 200 bonus for the party, 600% bonus for you. So because when you party up with people up here, everybody's stats stack a little bit. So if I had 3 people here, I'd have a little bonus plus on the side, and my power level would be way higher. So if I joined another player that was, say, 131 or 130 as well, I would probably be around the 160 range. And then that's also another bonus. If you play with friends all the time, everybody compliments everybody, and your weapons become stronger, your traps become a little stronger in the missions, etc., etc., as opposed to playing alone. So if you play alone, and then all of a sudden you get in a party and with 4 people, and you notice, wow, everything dies faster. Well, that's because all your friends are helping you out with stats, and public missions are the same way, etc., etc. And it tells you somewhere, I don't even know, I think it's up here. I gotta look in here. And stats like this one. Building health, yeah, right here. It says increases the health of structures. The highest building health multiplier in the party, which means in all 4 players, determines the health of everybody's stuff. So if I was the one that had 600% health and everybody had 400%, everybody's buildings would still have this health. So that's kind of cool. And then repair speed as well. It tells you all your stats here. Everything you can see. Hero ability damage, traps of course, and then of course this one here is pretty important if you do like endurance and stuff, because that's what I do. I mostly play in my home bases. I don't do missions a lot, but once in a while. But this one here is pretty important. It tells you, because it lengthens how many times you can use your traps in a mission. And that's what I never actually said. Hey, like these guys, they're in pairs of 2. These are about the only survivors I go for, is Traptura. Because all the rest of the bonuses aren't enough of a change to actually make me want to change all my squads to it. Because then you lose Traptura, and you know, by like wave 25 or something in your endurance, all your traps are gone. And you have to replace them. And I don't feel like doing that. But it tells you down here too, like their personality should match, which is the middle one. And that gives you the bonus. They're all blue. And then the trap durability, of course, you have to have 2 out of 2. So I have 2 here, which is 1 bonus. And then 2 here, and 2 here, and then just 1 filler. You could do 2, 2, and 3 of something to make it full matching, so you could get even just a little bit more, but I don't do that. I think that might get you more power. It might just get you 1 extra ability, if you know what I mean, because you're wasting 1 survivor use here, right? You could put a damage, trap damage or something. I tried that, but I always go back to my Dura squads. And then it tells you here too, 24%, because I have actually 6 survivors out of 2, so I get 3 of them, because 2 matching ones is 8%, I think. I believe it is 24, 16. Yeah, it's 8% per pair. And that's how you get your trap durability higher. And I have full matching in almost all my squads, so it's all trap durability all the way through. And I'm still missing some matching personalities. But this is all that really matters. You get a little decrease, 10 points. So I could gain 40 by having a matching squad here, but I just haven't acquired the proper survivors yet to fill this right out. And it takes a very long time. And I've been kind of not doing so many survivor missions and getting them as much as possible. So, but I have been on for 546 days, which is a long, long time. And profile, of course, just go quickly through here. If you want to use an XP boost, you can. And if you want to use a party XP boost, or teammate or whatever, you can use them. But of course I don't have anybody in here. But I think it would be here for the other person. It tells you your levels, and then the next level I hit maxed, of course, would be here, and so on and so on and so on and so on. It tells you how much you get of this, and it takes quite a bit actually to get way up here. And endurance, to be honest, running endurance, even if it's only 3, 4, 5 waves and you're just slugging it through, is a good way to really climb in the ranks in your in here. Research, well, you just have to wait. But as this goes up, so does your research per hour or whatever, because your research is here. And details shows you how much you have per hour. I'm max, of course, but when you're mid-level, you know, it's only like 100, 125, and then it slowly goes up, and then finally hits 350. But the higher your commander level is, the quicker your research will start getting bigger and bigger numbers here. So that's another bonus as well. I think that's everything in here. And I don't know what this is for. And this is Just kind of tells you a little talk about it, I guess. I don't want to read it. It takes a little too long. But that's in that menu. So the armory, we'll go through quickly in the armory because this will take, I could talk forever on schematics. So this is just I'll just pick the first one. This is a normal schematic, and you could have a trap here as well, and this is kind of the same. Some of these will be different. And as you level them up, you unlock the perks on them. So these will be locked until you get them to 3 stars, which is level 20. Once you pass level 25. This is level 60, of course. 50 used to be max, like 130s. I'll find a lower one for you so you see what I mean. Like these. So this is a level 25, which is the lowest level to unlock this final perk. So this is level 25, and then I think 20, 25, or no, yeah, 25, level 20, level 10, or 10, 50, I don't know how it goes, but anyways, these unlock as you go through the 5s and 10s of your trap, say, and evolve them. So, but in order to get the last one unlocked at the lowest level, the reason I have this sound wall for the least amount of impact to not stun the husks as much, and etc., and then a lower reload for staggering them for propane husks and so on. But anyways, yes, that's how that's done. And all you do is just level it up, and of course I don't want to put it any higher, but you can just pick whatever level you want, just like a hero. And then in your upgrade you have your perks, and that's after you unlock the perk recombobulator, which I think is early Plankerton or something. You can change these and it will tell you the options you have. So for a sound wall you could put like extra health, heals building attached, and that's only the tile it's on, the attached building, meaning one tile, not like the whole structure. And effect duration means it'll last 30% longer. Stun time, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, it got bigger, so, but I want the Dura on it. When husks dance by the sound wall, they'll actually travel slightly faster through your tunnels, so you actually don't really want the effect duration. But sometimes I put it on there anyways. You need just that little extra bit of dancing just to kill them sometimes. Propane husks mainly is what I use these for. And sometimes you need healing on a wall if a husk wants to love tap it once in a blue moon, or propane tank explodes randomly. Well, or the increased building health to keep them from beating on it. Sometimes, maybe. Sometimes that's all you need, is a couple of these on some walls. So, and of course it tells you your durability here, and that would be 64 times whatever percentage, right? Because I think this one would be in the hundreds or something in a mission. Because in your menu, your stats, like your durability and all your damage and all that stuff, are slightly different than in the game. Because once you get in the game, your stats are actually applied to the damage numbers and stuff for your traps, like even a weapon like this. I do believe, because I think, where is that thing? I have so many weapons. Hello, Mr. Old Smoky. I know you're here somewhere there. Yeah, I guess maybe that is like that. I don't know how this works. Weapon damage. To be honest, there's a lot to learn, and even I don't know everything. So, so that was schematics page. Let's see here. You can, if you could put this on the collection book indicator, then that tells you which ones you can recycle into the collection book, like this one. I don't want to do that to this one, of course, because I only have one of these. But you could collect it. But then you can't use it after. As soon as you collect it, it's gone. So I don't really recommend putting stuff in the collection book unless you have doubles. And then I put the double in the collection book and I keep the other one out here. That's why I have all of these, because eventually I do want to use some of them. See, like this one I could collect, but I only have one. Same with this one and these ones as well. So you got to get a second one so you can put it in the collection book. And the collection book that's down here. So your backpack is of course your backpack that you have while you're in missions to carry stuff around, all your crafting materials and etc. Yeah, I know I broke my home base, so that's why all this is in here. I don't have anything left in Plankerton. I smashed it all, so it's all crafting materials in my inventory. Like lots. That was a lot of traps. Same with this and this, and the batteries. So, but in your backpack you can sort by weapon, melee, ammo, traps, and crafting materials. And it will tell you each one. Your blast powder if needed, and your duct tape if needed to craft are over here, which I don't really craft because you can pick them up. Blast powder you can't pick up, but duct tape you can find. Blast powder you actually have to craft. So if you come across coal, make sure you collect that stuff because it's pretty needed, especially for ammo. It requires energy ammo, which is the most expensive, is batteries and blast powder, so that would be coal and batteries. Rocket ammo, blast powder again. Of course the bullets and stuff, some of them don't need that fancy stuff, but some of the more expensive ammo, yes. Shotgun ammo, medium, I believe that's medium, heavy, and light all just take regular to make, and then these are the expensive too, of course. And traps, of course, you have your choice of traps, and when you select something you can use the crafting options if you want to make as many as you can with all the mats you have. It tells you what you have of everything, or if you want to make 5. You can also just make one. If you want to make just one per trap, or you can make many. And you can also de-rate them, make them only at 4 stars, 3, 2, and 1. So if you want to go down to like Stonewood and play, you could use traps like this to save you using your big fancy hard to acquire materials, which these ones are. These are hard to get, the tier 5 twine, and then also the tier 5 powder. Mechanical parts not so much, but I find always twine and powder. Let's see here. This one, the powder, and of course the twine. Planks and stuff, well, you just go smash trees. And that's where you get twine too, but it's nowhere near as predominant as planks. What else is in the backpack? And you can inspect anything. Even blast powder you can look at to what it takes to make. Tells you where it's found. And same with crafting ingredient. Caves, mountains, and fireplaces. Frostnite is very good for getting a large amount of coal for presents. Storage, well, that's your storm shield storage. So, of course, shows you everything. You can store all kinds of things in here. Weapons, melee weapons, ammo, traps, and crafting materials. Same as your backpack, basically, but it's your storm shield storage, so it's just extra. And you have a lot of slots in each one once you get up there. Your collection book, which I'm not going to go through, but so I have 2 of each of everybody in here, and the more you get in here, the higher your level is, and you get some really good bonuses. Like here's a legendary troll stash llama when I hit 274. And basically all my collection book right now basically is all just level 10. I haven't evolved anybody to like this, so everybody in here is just level 10. And that's pretty darn good to get 272 levels, or 271, sorry. But I do have almost everything. There's not much I need. And a page with a check mark tells you have everybody there. So I do have doubles of all of these people then. And road trip heroes, of course. Some of these are let's see here. It wouldn't be event. Be the campaign people. Yeah, like here, campaign outlanders. You would only have one of each of these, of course. And ninjas, same thing. You'd only have one of each of these, because it's only possible. I believe the campaign ones is only possible to get one of each. I think. I don't know if you can get them. Yeah, you can't recruit them. And this one is Story Quest, Canny Valley Defense 2 from a Hero Quest. Actually tells you where to get them as well. So, and some people, like, you can you'll get them just in regular llamas, but you can recruit them if you want to. And this one actually, he takes just training manuals and legendary flux. He's expensive because he's a mythic. Some require hero vouchers, which would be not Steelwall, like him. If I wanted to recruit him, yeah, see, hero voucher, but I don't need him. I already have him, and I can wait until the quest comes up too, because I believe. Hang on. I thought it told you. Maybe it is the ones only from certain ones. Blockbuster. Inspect, no. Or is it the recruit button? Some of them will tell you what the requirements are to get them. Like if it's a quest line, you know, or something. Yeah, some of these you can get from side quests. Some you can only get with vouchers. But a lot of them you can get from quests, or they'll show up in the store. And I believe that's all. Resources, of course, are your like evolutionary materials, perk ups, flux, any vouchers you have, pure drops rain, all your evolutionary materials, and your ups or whatever, your lightning stuff, fire up for making like your weapon fire, and nature weapons, and water weapons. Experience, your reperk is here, of course your training manuals, trap designs, and weapon designs for evolving them. You need these, so that's why I always spend all my V-Bucks on llamas and recycle everything, and that's where these come from. And any new ones would show up as new. If you didn't already have some. If you have a little bit and you get more, it doesn't show up as new. And locker, of course, well, everybody knows their lockers. And the llama shop.
I have a complicated inner life.
It will show you what's in the llama.
It's like you get, okay, what you see is what you get.
And then your event ones for your candy. These ones are very good for survivors. And items for whatever you can buy with your gold. And if you have bought it, you only get one of each. Or however many. It tells you how many is left. 2, 1, some are 4. You know, sometimes they'll have extras. Like this month they have, or this time anyways, they have the double here. That's quite the bonus. And a defender. It changes all the time. And then the store, of course, where you can buy V-Bucks. Which I don't do. And then, of course, I think that is everything. And I mean, if you do have the money,
Don't tell me what's inside.
you can also buy more than one. But
Does anyone else feel
I don't know if you could buy more than one upgrade llama at a time. I thought you could.
Yeah, so that's what I'm made of.
And you can, of course, inspect them as well. Everything that's in it before you buy it. Yeah, I don't have enough. It's So yeah, that's basically hopefully all of the menu and just a lot of run through. I will go into more depth later. And for anybody that does want to know, at the up here, a lot of the options here, some of the good ones that I found were, let's see here, some in this. So like auto pickup weapons is a very good one to have on. I do not like this one, and not that one either. And each one tells you what it does too. But there are some that are actually very nice. The confirm edit on release, once you get used to it, is nice. I do not like the reset, because you can pre-edit in Save the World and save your pre-edits. And then first person camera, no. And the tap to search I really like, so you don't have to hold search. You just tap it once, as long as you keep looking at it, you'll keep searching. Unless of course the enemy hits you. And then if you want to put automatic recycle on, you can. It will still ask you to confirm to recycle, but it just so you don't have to click each one and then recycle it as you get them. And this one, a lot of these are chat, and each one kind of tells you. It does. These ones are very vague. You have to kind of guess what they are. But there is a lot of stuff you can do. Of course, your mouse and keyboard I don't mess with. Controller options I really don't mess with because I don't use a controller, and I don't think any of this matters to me on keyboard and mouse. Sound options. If you're doing YouTube videos, you want to have this on in case somebody accidentally plays some audio or an emote or something that has something that could get you in trouble for copyright, because that has happened. So that's why this is here, so you can mute it. And then all of this too, of course, your voice chat, open mic. And if you have 3D headphones or anything. And I know it says that here, but visualize sound effects doesn't actually work in Battle Royale, so I actually have to go into BR, change it off, and then come back here and play this, but I just leave it off. I'm not that picky for audio. And your keybinds, I really don't change a lot of keybinds. I do a couple on my mouse though, like my switch to pickaxe. This one here is on my mouse button. These two, and I have it mapped a different way, just it's somewhere else, not in here. I haven't changed. I can't remember how I did it, but I think that's the only ones I changed, was the switch to pickaxe on my mouse, because it's handy, especially when you're building all the time, or even just running around fighting or something. And then controllers, if I had a controller hooked up. And the last one is your account. Personal stuff, so anyways. And all this too, of course. Oh, really? I didn't know you even had that, this one here. Interesting. And this one too. And credits if you want to look at, and legal information. And if you want to do logout, you can. If you have 2 or 3 accounts. And then of course, say, like even here too, frame rate limit, I have it at 60, but lately my game's been running like doo-doo and running below 30 all of a sudden after the last update. So, but anyways, I think that's long enough video for me. Throw me a like, throw me a subscribe. I'll probably come out with some more as time goes on here, but that's generally basics. So thanks a lot for watching, and have a good night or good day.